This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Thursday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, Sirius XM Channel 158. Gil Alexander. That right there is my little buddy Kelly Bidlin, everybody.
Oh.
Disappearing before our eyes. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, Gil Alexander. Once again, a golf tournament begins, and I'm down money already. It's great. Colin Morikawa withdraws.
Shall we start there? He got through one hole?
Played one hole.
Back hurt?
Tweaked his back on the practice swing on the second tee box.
As I recall,
Yeah.
you had him every which way.
Every which way, one and done. Second week in a row, one and done guy has pulled out for me. That is the Rory last week, and then Colin Morikawa this week, one and done. Nope. Tee it up, withdraw. See ya. You don't get any money. In big money events, if you're in one and dones, this is brutal.
Now think how you feel.
Yeah.
Now think how I'm on the doorstep of every tennis victory, and then the person pulls out right before they actually win.
Dude, I don't.
Or the opponent does.
Whenever there's weeks like this, I think about you all the time. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know either. By the way, this show brought to you by Profit X. We always appreciate that. On the show today, Dalen Cuff from NBC and TNT these days to talk college hoops with us. Always nice to have Dalen on the show. And then Zach and Crack. Zach Cohen, NBA, tennis, Indian Wells, the quarterfinals today. Oh, yes. What a day of tennis yesterday. What a day of tennis today. We'll get into all that with Zach coming up. I'll have my plays here momentarily. And, of course, Crack, Unscripted. Bill Krackenberger in our final hour. Whatever's on his mind. Lord knows what's on his mind. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
He's
Talk
usually
with
got a
Bill.
list. You know, he's got a long list.
He's got a list. We rarely get to it.
He's going to get to it at some point, one of these days.
And ladies and gentlemen, not in studio, which I find completely unacceptable, but we'll allow it this once. Ben Wilson, play-by-play broadcaster, was at the WAC tournament yesterday here at the Orleans.
Yeah? Did you guys get over there?
We didn't. We went to the wrong arena for Ben. We went to the Big West tournament. We went to the Big West.
You showed up with your Ben Wilson T-shirts on and everything.
We're
You're like, where is he?
Where's Ben? And then Wyatt had already left. Wyatt did the women's Big West game before that. We missed
I didn't know
everybody.
he was doing that. Man, it's a party.
Yeah, we got a stable of stars here.
Ben Wilson. So Ben Wilson live from Danny's house?
Maybe. I don't know where Ben's going to be. Yeah.
I think that's where he is.
Danny, I hope you locked your doors. Ben Wilson, play-by-play broadcaster, betting analyst. He'll talk college basketball with us. He's doing more games, I believe, in town today and tomorrow. And what a day. Let's start with college basketball, because college basketball center stage, as it should be, as it always is this time of year. 3 more auto bids punched yesterday. Going to the big dance. The Big Sky, which I'm told there's March Madness that they call the Missouri Valley Conference Championship Tournament Arch Madness. You know what they call the Big Sky Tournament?
What?
Starch Madness.
Starch Madness.
Because in Boise, Idaho. Get it? Potatoes. Starch Madness.
Gotcha.
Idaho. The Vandals. Wow. Shout out Heather Patrico. Idaho plus 950. Pre-flop in the Big Sky. They were the 7th shot. Montana State, Portland State, Northern Colorado, Eastern Washington, Montana, Weber State, they were all shorter. But it's Idaho that's going to the big dance. Congratulations, all Idaho alum. Plus 950 pre-flop in the Big Sky. Patriot League, how about an 8-1 shot? Lehigh, who actually beat a plus 850 pre-flop shot in BU yesterday. Lehigh on their way. The Fighting C.J. McCollums. It's been a while since I told my Lehigh assistant coach story. A year or two after that C.J. McCollum, Lehigh upset of Duke in the big dance. This assistant coach, this is back in the day where I'd be like middle seat. He was watching me handicapping baseball. He's like, "What are you doing over there?" This guy is in the aisle seat. I'm like, "Oh, I'm handicapping baseball." He says, "By the way, I'm assistant coach at Lehigh. I was on the bench when we beat Duke, that kind of thing." And that was the. I never thought about Coach K ever the same way again. He goes, "We couldn't believe Coach K didn't make any adjustments."
Yeah. I remember that. Dude, that was the when you started that story. I'm like, I know I've heard this story like 4 times, but I don't remember where it goes.
I'm becoming my dad.
What was that?
And then Southland. So Big Sky, Idaho from the Big Sky, Lehigh from the Patriot League yesterday, and McNeese. McNeese gets in from the Southland as a plus 115. They were the short shot in the Southland Conference. So McNeese is in as well. The next auto bid is not till Saturday night, America East. That's going to be Vermont versus UMBC. Maryland, Baltimore County. The ones who authored the upset of number 1 seeded Virginia so many years ago. Vermont UMBC on Saturday, the American East. But obviously, everything else now in action, with the exception of the Ivy League. The Ivy only has 4 teams in its tournament, and the MAC actually begins today. So those are the only tournaments that haven't gotten underway. But today, Kelly, American second round, the Atlantic 10 second round, the ACC quarters, the Big 12 quarters, the Big East quarters, the Big 10 third round, the Big West quarters. Conference USA continues their quarters. The MAC, as I mentioned, beginning, which is really their quarterfinal round. The MEAC's quarters continues today. The Mountain West quarterfinals are today. SEC second round. The SWAC quarterfinals continues, and the WAC quarterfinals today. What a day of college basketball.
Let's go.
Cannot wait. Dalen Cuff will be on the show. All his thoughts coming up.
Florida
first.
State Duke, the big one.
That's the big one. If you like a almost 20-point dog, that's the big one.
We're in. Chris Singleton and J.J. Redick out there?
Speaking of old stories, Kelly Bidlin's I'm Sorry.
Watch out.
Originates from his freezing cold take on, what was it?
Chris Singleton will be a better pro basketball player than Kawhi Leonard.
I wanted you to do it in your voice. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
But Chris
if you've watched enough college basketball this year, Chris Singleton's going to be a better forward in the NBA than Kawhi Leonard.
I loved Chris Singleton in college, too. I thought he was going to be great.
Like Kawhi couldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot back then.
It's so great.
It kind of blew up.
All right, let's go to the NBA. Tankapalooza play. We have a Tankapalooza play today. It is a 4-legger. Yeah. Wow. Rob Moreno's like, I will be a part of this show. Nice job.
I told the fellas we're working the tank in today. Like as soon as Gil mentions Tankapalooza, fire it.
Don't even just roll over him. 4-legger for me, and yes to the question of, are you going to try to? Is Wayne Brady going to try to fade the Bulls again? Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm.
I might be dumb, but we'll see. 4-legger today, 1,000 to win, 817. So 82 cents on the dollar here. For, again, the brain-dead NBA Tankapalooza parlay, which started out 4-0, but twice in a row now, the Bulls have tripped us up. So on actual legs, we're 20-2, but it doesn't matter because we're really only 4-2, therefore, on the parlays themselves. Both times tripped up by the Chicago Bulls. There's the ledger right there. You see all those? Bulls on the right there on March 5th, March 10th. Today, it is a 4-legger, and it's pretty straightforward. Phoenix Suns, Orlando Magic, Atlanta Hawks, and yes, the Los Angeles Lakers. Suns are playing the Pacers. Magic are playing the Wizards. Hawks are playing the Nets. And the Lakers are playing the Bulls. Yeesh. Again, pays 82 cents on the dollar. So that's the brain-dead NBA Tankapalooza parlay of the day. Do we have Danny? Do we have the tiers? Because I had to shuffle the tiers
because Chicago.
Because of Chicago. Here it is. New category. Barely trustworthy, and yet I'm fading them today. Chicago Bulls. They've lost 16 of 20, but they've won 3 of their last 5. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's no matter how much you want to lose, they still have more talent than some of these other teams. So that's the problem. Hopefully today we're okay. I haven't made a play yet. I'm probably going to do 3 of those 4, all 4 of those legs that you did as well, Gil. But we got Yabusele, Isaac Okoro, Patrick Williams, Colin Sexton, all questionable right now for Chicago. So
I like
take it easy.
Be more questionable.
Yeah, be more questionable.
Yeah.
I'm actually waiting. I'm waiting on that one, Gil. I actually might just lay it with the Lakers. They've been playing pretty well. They beat up on these bad teams. I kind of want to see LeBron not play, though. He's questionable. This team, man, it's going to become an uncomfortable conversation this offseason. But
I also want to say there's a lot of results-oriented stuff, too. In Todd's Discord, someone was like, oh, Gil didn't even play the parlay right. He shouldn't have played against who was it that we lost on last time? I can't remember. Oh, the Warriors. Mm-hmm. I'm like, stop with the results-oriented. First of all, I'm the one doing these, not you. But secondly, the 2 losses, we had a layup to win it in the first one, and then the Warriors were up 3 with 10 seconds left. They fouled appropriately and still managed to lose with missed free throws.
Yeah.
Things happen. This is the after the barely trustworthy category of the Bulls, the next category is the trustworthy, though not against other tanking teams. That's the Grizzlies, the Nets, and the Kings. We shouldn't play anybody against other tanking teams, but these 3 in particular. Look, the Grizzlies have lost 18 of 23. 4 of those 5 wins against other tankers. Nets have lost 29 of 36, 5 of those 7 against other tankers. And the Kings, 21 of 25, all of those 4 wins against other tankers. The Kings are pristine when it comes to this. The Kings are really like the Suns of 2018. They are. We promise you we'll lose if we're playing a team that's not tanking. And then the extremely trustworthy. The Wizards have lost 9 in a row. The Pacers have lost 10 in a row. The Mavs have lost 8 in a row. And then there's the Jazz, who have already been fined for their activity. We still throw them in.
They got to stop messing around, though. They've won a couple games, too. And it's just, I'm looking at the standings, the bottom of the standings, right? You've got the Pacers up top in Sacramento. They're both tied at the top. Washington a game and a half back of them. Brooklyn 2 games back. Utah has fallen all the way 4.5 games clear. And you want that top 3. You want to be in the top 3 for that 14%.
Again, I should always reset this for folks who are just landing on the show for the first time. This is not something we normally do. It's been 8 years since we've done something as ridiculous as this, these brain-dead parlays. That's why we call it what we do. But because of the draft class that is coming in the NBA, 8 years ago it was a race for 25% of the ping pong balls. If you had the worst record, Phoenix Suns accomplished that, got DeAndre Ayton, he helped them get to an NBA Finals. This year it is just deep at the top. Deep. Boozer, DeBonza, Peterson, on and on and on to the break of dawn. And so really, who am I leaving out? Caleb also.
It's wild.
Really, if you get to you can only fall 4 spots. The bottom 3 get 14% of the ping pong balls. Mm-hmm. You can't guarantee yourself the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick, but you can really shift the weight to your advantage the more you lose. That's why we're doing this. Tennis, next, numbers game.
The betting waters are stirring, and we're ready to strike on VSiN's Sharp Week. Starting Selection Sunday, VSiN will be your captain for March Mania, helping you navigate the madness and land that big bet. Join us as we break down the brackets and provide expert analysis on every game, delivering insights only VSiN can offer. We've stocked the ship with our March Mania betting guide, giving you everything you need to chart a winning course through the biggest betting tournament of the year. Dive head first into the free VSiN March Betting Challenge. Sink or swim for a chance to win by picking team sides or totals. We're doing it all. Special coverage throughout the tournament, best bets from hosts and handicappers, and a chance for you to win big. Set sail with VSiN, the sports betting network. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe to join us for just $29.99 for full access through May 1st. And don't miss Sharp Week, where you're going to need a bigger bet. That's VSIN.com/subscribe.
There is no other college basketball betting analyst quite like it. His passion is unparalleled. He handicaps every game, every day, all season long. Sleep is not an option for him. He stays fresh by running 12 miles a day, every day, while doing his podcast and answering your tweets. He is Greg Hoops Peterson.
Tame the madness of March by catching Greg Peterson on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Coming up on the next edition of Follow the Money, one of the best days of the college basketball season. Matt Humans in studio, double shot on conference tournament games and in play. Steve West, the meat man with his best bets in soccer. Mike Detillier breaks down free agency for the Saints, NFC South and beyond. Follow the Money 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network, Sirius XM channel 158. Check out the website for all the betting tools and analysis, or get the VSiN Watch app.
The Numbers Game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Numbers Game brought to you by Profit X. And right now, March Madness can take you anywhere in the world. King of March is Profit X's tournament contest, where free trips worth up to $10,000 are up for grabs. Win 10 pregame spreads or totals across the 67 tournament games and hit your volume goal to get entered. $1,000 in volume puts you in for a 5K trip. $10,000 in volume puts you in for a $10,000 trip. Flights and hotels wherever you want to go covered. Keep winning in sets of 10. Keep earning entries. Download Profit X now. Use promo code VSiNMM. That's for March Madness. VSiNMM. And become the king of March. Gil Alexander. Kelly Bidlin. So much to get to that we haven't gotten to yet because there's just so much going on. First of all, our great national nightmare is over, Kelly. Team USA advances to the quarterfinals.
Thank God.
Thank you, Italy. Oh, that could have been awkward.
Was I the only one rooting for more chaos than that?
Oh, I think a lot of people
were.
All right. I didn't end up betting it, but for a while yesterday, I was like, could Italy and Mexico collude on this?
Oh, there was a lot of questions about that. Yeah.
Turns out no. Italy wins. USA in. And so
I was already making shirts for the next one, Gil. What is it? Every 6 years, 5 years, something like that.
The World Baseball Classic every 3 years.
World Baseball Classic 2029. This time we're taking it for reals. We're gonna read the rules.
World Baseball Classic. You need to hire this man. Here's the bracket, by the way. These are the quarters now. This is knockout stage. No more pool shenanigans. There, I said shenanigans finally. Quarterfinal tomorrow. Tomorrow for the World Baseball Classic, it is Korea versus the DR, Korea versus Dominican Republic, South Korea versus Dominican Republic, and the United States of America versus Canada. So the left side of that is tomorrow. And then Saturday, the other two quarters, Puerto Rico and Italy, Venezuela and Japan.
All right, Canada.
USA, back to being the short shot. Again, once they got through yesterday, courtesy of Italy's win over Mexico. So there you go. Japan, by the way, plus 450. Really? They're still drifting out there?
Feel long to you?
What's that?
That feel a little too long?
Well, they just win this. I mean, they've won it 3 times out of 5. Put some respect on that name.
That's pretty good.
The other thing, also, a couple other things before we get to the tennis here. I mentioned casually that the MAC tournament begins today. MAC tournament with 8 teams in it. This is the scenario. You talk about the chaos you were rooting for yesterday. This is Miami of Ohio today, right? Miami of Ohio, not even the favorite to win the MAC tournament. Akron is.
Mm-hmm.
This is the scenario we've been throwing around, which is, okay, Miami of Ohio went undefeated. This just does not happen that often. I think it's only the 6th time in the modern era that this has happened, or since 2000. I can't remember the parameter on it. It just doesn't happen that often. What if they lose today? If they lose today, is there a discussion in the NCAA tournament committee about them? There shouldn't be, in my humble opinion. But would there be? If they get bounced to the first round of the MAC tournament after having an undefeated regular season, that would be spectacular, that discussion.
I don't know what I want more now, actually, with that one, Kill. You're right. I love the chaos. So should I prefer that they lose and then leave it up to the committee? Or it's just kind of cool also to see a team not lose?
Well, they're 7.5-point favorites against UMass, so that's why it comes into play. Wow, but you got bounced in the first round as a 7.5-point favorite? So there's that. And then the last thing about yesterday, I just want to mention this. Can we just give it up for Todd Wishnev, who rolled up in here for the last hour yesterday and casually threw a 3-0 at us?
He was great
on the show.
Yeah, everything gave out on the show?
Hit? Everything hit. Hope everybody enjoyed it.
Oh, man, that's great.
Hope everybody enjoyed it. All right, to tennis. The greatest thing in sports yesterday, though, was tennis. Bar none. We had 3 picks yesterday. We end up 1-0. You say to yourself, how do you have 3 picks and end up 1-0? Well, one, we had the total in the Pegula match against Belinda Bencic. That ended up 22 on the button. Pegula won in straight sets. The second set, if we had won the tiebreaker, we would have won the bet, but Pegula wins the tiebreaker over Bencic. I can't really fuss too much about that because Bencic got a late break to get us to the push. So, okay, that's done. But where I can complain once again is that 2026 in tennis so far, between the Lorenzo Musetti, a set away from winning the quarters in the Australian Open, pulls out with an injury. We had him at plus 650. Some people had him as long as 9-1. Alexander Ayala the other day, plus 420 against Coco, only got paid at certain shops, right? That grade after a set. when Coco pulled out with an injury. Yesterday, we had Elena Svitolina 2-0 the play against Katerina Siniakova. Svitolina's up 1 set, 1-1. Siniakova takes her toys and goes home. It just keeps on coming. Jeez. And finally, we get the win on Jack Draper yesterday against Novak Djokovic, which I'm told was a classic. I saw the greatest point of all of them, which was the first game of the third set when it was 30-30. Did you see that point? That point?
Yeah, I was going to say I saw about a total of 7 minutes of it as well.
Oh,
but
my
yeah,
God.
I did see that.
Spectacular. That's what I get for being at the Big West tournament. Couldn't see that match, but Jack Draper gets it done against Novak in a third set breaker. He was serving for the match at 5-4, gagged it. Then in the tiebreaker, went up a break, went down a break, went up a break again, and then finally won it on Novak's serve. So there you go. We got the win. Another winning day, a third straight winning day at Indian Wells. The tournament, we are in the positive in matches. Iga still alive, so we're looking to get the futures into the positive. Iga tries to win her quarter today. We have her to win the quarter. We have her to win the tournament. She looked like vintage Iga yesterday. So we have that going on in the background. I have no plays in the Sinner match or the Alcaraz match or the Sabalenka or the Swiatek matches, but I do have plays in all other 4 matches today. All 4 dogs I'm going with here at Indian Wells. And this could be, I don't know if it's our last matches of the tournament. I don't want to say that, but it's certainly the last big day of the tournament in terms of plays. On the men's side, going back to the well with Jack Draper, he's plus 131 against Daniil Medvedev. I don't know why that's plus 131 other than, Jack Draper had a really taxing match against Novak Djokovic last night. Because otherwise he shouldn't be plus 131 against Medvedev.
Yeah, what was it? It was like plus 110, plus 115-ish, right, against Novak? So 15, 20 cent
plus
difference?
Plus 120 yesterday against Novak, yeah. Plus 131 here against Medvedev. Medvedev has gotten to 2 finals here. He lost to Alcaraz both times. Draper's the defending champ. Arthur Fils. Against Sasha Zverev. Fils is plus 140. I don't think she'd been anywhere close to plus 140. His number's just as good as Zverev's here. Should be more, towards a coin flip. I got Fils at plus 140. So Draper plus 131 versus Daniil Medvedev. Fils at plus 140 versus Sasha Zverev. Then on the ladies' side, Talia Gibson, the Australian, plus 262 versus Linda Noskova. Noskova, who dispatched Diala the other night. Gibson's hard court numbers, she was a quali, by the way. Her hard court numbers just as good as Noskova's. This number makes no sense whatsoever, nor does Jessie Pegula at plus 185 versus Elena Rybakina. As great as Rybakina is, no chance Pegula should be anywhere close to this. So 4 plays on dogs, all of them. Draper and Fils on the men's side, Gibson and Pegula on the ladies' side. Let's go.
Like it.
Indian Wells.
Let's roll. Art in action early, too, Gil. 11 a.m. Pacific time.
That's how Kelly decides which ones to play.
Art Fils.
Artie Fils?
Artie Fils.
Artur Fils? Artie Fils. Same guy. You have some NBA plays today?
You know what? Nothing that I've bet so far. I was talking about the parlay. The one I kind of circled was Suns, Hawks, Lakers, but I'm waiting on some injury information coming down. Man, the rest, we got some great games. I think some ones that I'm looking forward to betting this evening, but man, a lot of injury information. We got to wait out here this afternoon. Victor Wembanyama, questionable for the Spurs tonight. Even I don't like seeing that for multiple reasons. Nuggets coming into town. Nuggets off of that win against the Rockets last night, going into San Antonio tonight. I had this circled to go to play San Antonio. Just can't do anything till you know what's going on with Victor Wembanyama. So Spurs side circled. If Wemby's in, I will probably be racing to lay 6 with that game tonight. We have Celtics and Thunder. This is another one. You can't really do much because you don't know who's playing. Tatum's questionable. Derek White's questionable. Great. I know, great games. Yeah. I'm like, I was kind of ready to bet these, especially the Spurs side, but you can't do anything right now. On the Oklahoma City side, it does look like they are going to have everybody go tonight except for Isaiah Hartenstein. So, yes, a couple great games. Looking forward to watching there. I brought up earlier, I'm probably going to include it in a parlay kill, but I think I'm going to end up laying 11 with the Lakers. Want to see how this Bulls injury report shakes out. This Lakers team, I think they've been well, they burnt me once here recently, but they've been pretty easy from a standpoint of, man, they struggle against the good teams. They beat up on the bad teams. That's kind of how I've just been playing them recently. So Lakers with the Bulls coming in, I think they can put up a big number against them.
Okay. Bob Heating on Twitter. By all accounts, it's going to be tough to win at Sawgrass if you're not a ball striker. Thank you for commenting on my disdain for that term from golf handicappers. Todd Hoyer, cue the cavalcade of it's fixed and demands a refund, guys. Oh, God, yes. Oh, this generation of bettors.
You know what's crazy?
Always entitled to their refund.
I can't. Well, first of all, like, you don't have to wait. It's people are already doing it.
Oh,
like,
God.
I can't believe how many places do it.
It's just marketing 101.
It's why, like, I think I saw DraftKings, MGM. It was multiple shops right after workout.
What is becoming of this world? Dalen Cuff from CBS and TNT. Let's talk some college basketball bets next on a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
College hoops is heating up, and the best betting stretch of the year is almost here. You can get VSiN Pro through May 1st for just $29.99. You'll get daily picks from our hosts and guests, real-time betting splits, AI-powered prop tools, and matchup analysis. Plus, 24/7 access to shows on the VSiN Watch app. Don't miss our March Mania betting guide, key trends, bracket strategies, and best bets from VSiN's top analysts. Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to sign up today and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Laptop or phone, couch or sportsbook, VSiN goes where you go. Wherever you watch VSiN, the experience stays seamless. Live shows, replays, and sports-specific clips all at your fingertips. VSiN Watch puts you in the driver's seat. Available in Roku, Samsung, Amazon, iOS, Android, app stores, or get it direct from the source at VSiN.com. Download VSiN Watch today on your favorite app store and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
A numbers game on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If you want to bet smarter, start with Smarter Insights. Go to our website, VSiN.com. Don't do it now. Do it after the show. MAC tournament preview on there. Greg Peterson's college basketball best bets. Daily Racing Forums race of the day preview. And later today, you can check out Zachary Cohen's NBA best bets, Steve Makinen's NBA analytics report, Jonathan Davis's NHL picks and props. Right now, you can get VSiN Pro access through May 1st for just $29.99 with our Hoops Mania special. Sign up today at VSiN.com/subscribe. We get tweet speeding the book. Rob Graham, happy Thursday, a numbers game. So just wanted to input about so-called shenanigans. I have telling you all the Academy Award goes to the nominees. Oh, it's all over the place with this no punctuation here in this tweet. He says the nominees are McElroy, Bam, and Morikawa. It's all BS, he says. It's Rob Graham's take on it all.
Okay.
It's very umbrella, an umbrella take on all of it.
I didn't get all that. Okay.
Todd Hoyer about the bettors who want their refunds because of Morikawa pulling out after one hole. He says, such crybabies. Take the L like a man and move on. I agree.
I was saying off the air to Gil, I like the difference of not only do I even get to pretend to have the idea of getting a refund, but like Kalshi with the immediate email where it's like, market settled. Like, we took your money. Market settled. It's gone. See ya.
Danny Burmett, producer number 9, quit playing golf on prediction markets. Hello. He's criticizing your choice of market.
You got to, look, it's all part of the pricing, right? You might be able to get a better price than Kalshi. You got to factor this stuff in, though.
And
today it wouldn't have mattered, though. No matter where you bet Morikawa, you would have lost.
That's right. Trip Tepper, Morikawa, literally one and done for golf one and done players. Tronsky, John Osher, Gilly Kelly. Yes, we all see the Twitter meltdown of all the people on Morikawa, but in those threads also seeing that he was iffy all week. Compare that with me taking Kartal plus 5.5 yesterday. She had already covered at 6-4, down 4-3, and she can't finish. Don't get me started.
Well, I think tennis is the same way too, right? Like the most frustrating part about golf is you don't have there's nothing official about injury reporting at all. You say whatever you want to say. Jake Knapp said he was sick last week.
Yeah,
and he said he showed up and said he was back.
It's more frustrating in tennis, though, because you're on the doorstep of victories, and then someone walks off the court, though, kind of thing.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, in general, though, the injury reporting is the same way, right? There's nothing official.
Nothing official. And last one before we get to Dalen here, D-Gen Southern Gent. Draper's raw emotion after beating the guy he grew up watching made it seem that victory last night meant more to him than winning the tournament last year. Having said that, Gil, do you think it's a letdown spot, a Matt Brown letdown spot for Medvedev? I don't think there's a letdown spot in the quarterfinals at Indian Wells, to answer your question. But I do think that line is factoring in the fact that people think Draper's going to be gassed. The man's young. He can rally. I think he's going to beat Medvedev. Love him at that price. Dalen Cuff joins us now from CBS, TNT, everywhere we look. Kelly was just saying this off air. Everywhere we look up at a screen here in the sports book and around the casino, there's Dalen on the TV.
That's right.
He joins us on a numbers game, which is brought to you by Profit X, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. How you doing, Dalen?
I'm very well. Today we're at the USA Sports Studios. We're covering the A10. What is this called now? The second round? I don't even know, guys. There's so many rounds these conference tournaments. I don't know. We have 4 games today. That I do know. The quarterfinals are officially tomorrow. This real quick. This tournament's pretty wide open. St. Joe's is the 3 seed. They catch it 11-1. It's worth a little flyer. It's worth a little sprinkle. They've been one of the more improved teams in the country. Steve Donahue's done a great job. He was inserted as coach there in September. Remember, Billy Lang went back to the NBA right before the season started. It was kind of chaotic. He dismissed their quote unquote most talented player right around Christmas, and they've just gotten better every week since then. Maybe worth a little sprinkle. Just a thought.
I like it.
Not that I'm doing it.
No, obviously. God forbid you broadcast and make a bet. Dalen's not doing that. Atlantic 10, yes, officially it is the second round today. You know what I like about the Atlantic 10? This is just because since you are at the Atlantic 10. It's one of the few conferences now where you can actually look at the list of the teams in the conference and say, yes, those are Atlantic 10 teams. That's what I love about it.
I know those
makes
schools.
Sense.
Yes. Whereas you look at the others, you're like, wait, what? Stanford and Cal and Big 10, Big 12, what is that?
We are going to look back on this, guys, in like 10 years, I think, and just be like, what in the hell were we doing? Why did we let football just take this whole thing over in terms of just, hey, none of this makes any sense. So I do think in years later, we will look back and be like, we should have done this differently if we haven't done that already.
Before we get to your picks, I have to ask two questions that I am contractually obligated to ask you. One, MAC tournament starts today. Miami of Ohio, famously undefeated. Let's say they lose today. Just play around with me here. Let's say they lose today. Mm-hmm. Is there a discussion in the committee about their entry into the big dance, or no, they're in?
No entry discussion. The discussion is about their seed. I honestly think that's the most interesting part of them right now is we're going to seed these guys. Because if they lose today, it will be, that'd be probably a quad 3 loss, maybe a quad 4 loss on a neutral court to see where UMass is currently. I am interested maybe a little bit in UMass plus 7.5. I want to know how Miami's going to respond. There was all pressure. We saw that game against Ohio. Dudes were melting down with 3 flagrant fouls, 5 technical or things adjudicated in that regard, technicals plus flagrants. It was a weird game that they've had all that pressure. Now, do they relax and just hoop? Or is it almost like a letdown and you just kind of, you've now made it and you feel good? I don't know. I think mentally, I wonder where they're at. But the committee, if they're in, the question is, are we getting like a 8-9 seed? Are we getting a 10-11 seed, which is, I think, probably more where they should be given their resume? Not the wins. It's who you played, who you beat. And they have 1 quad 2 win, maybe now a 2. I think Wright State may have edged above a number to make it a quad 2. So they're 2-0 in that quadrant. So that's the discussion, where they're seated, not if they're getting it.
Okay. I like that answer. The other one is just to win it all. I do a formula, do it every year. I've been doing it for decades. Mm-hmm. It's very straightforward this year. There's no surprises. Literally, the champion will only come from, and this is no surprise, Duke, Michigan, Arizona, Florida, and Houston is the 5th. Houston did creep in there. Do you believe that the national champion comes from that group?
Funny, we did this with like a month ago, and you gave me a list, and I think right when we were off air, I wrote down who I thought it was, and I think Michigan State was the one team that wasn't in there. And at the time, there were, I think you had 6 teams. I think you may have had one more that fell out. I don't recall, but we were about aligned minus 1 team. Here we are aligned minus 1 team. Houston, I think offensively, Emmanuel Sharp's just got to make more shots. Like, it's that simple. The kid can shoot it. He's got to make more shots, and you're going to need Uzan to be the guy we saw more last year. I think Kingston Flemings has been so amazing that at times they defer to the freshmen. And those 2 other guards have to bring it. They get no interior scoring. They're not as dominant offensive rebounding. And defensively, they not have been as dominant in the last couple weeks. I still feel good that they can get to Elite 8 for sure. They can get to a Final 4, depending on who that 1 seed is in their bracket. But to win the whole thing, I would waver on Houston. The other 4, I think the winner's coming from those. Duke's injuries concern me, obviously. I think Patrick Gumba, that team is different when he's not on the floor, like markedly different. Nobody else replaces his rim protection, rim running, rebounding on both sides of the ball, his size, his physicality. They don't have an analog for him. If he can't go at 100%, we'll see what happens in the tournament. Obviously, Caleb Foster out. I've been talking with you guys about Florida when they're 6.5 to 1 now. Yeah. I think about a month ago, they were about 22, about 5 weeks ago. They were 22 to 1, 23 to 1, depending on which book you're looking at. Even up to like 2 weeks ago, you still get them to 13. That's what I went in. I'm like 13.5 to 1 is what I finally said. Okay, I think we got a shot here. And it kept coming down. Florida, I think, is playing the best basketball in the country. I think they have the most dominant front court. They have the experience. All 4 of those dudes in the front court won it last year. By obviously the same head coach. The majority of the staff is still there. Other guys left to take head coaching jobs at other places, Campbell, Columbia, and the like. So this whole unit to me, with the guards now playing the way they are and the bench contributions they're getting, Florida's a wagon, guys. Just an absolute wagon, and I love where they're at right now.
Try to go back-to-back right after UConn went back-to-back are the Gators. All right, we mentioned Houston earlier. You were skeptical about them. I am the same way. The Big 12 tournament is in the quarters today. Man, are these 4 games awesome, and one of them is BYU and Houston. How are you playing this game?
BYU, guys, is just defensively. Last year they played West Virginia, so West Virginia can't score. We know that, but defensively against quality teams, BYU has struggled the last couple of weeks. I like the team total over for Houston. It's 77 or 77.5. Kind of we're looking at the market. I think part of the problem is going to be Houston's going to have to generate some turnovers, and we'll see how AJ's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, and he can't make a lot of mistakes, and he's going to have to be playing off of back-to-backs, which these guys, frankly, don't do a lot anymore at the college level. So you're going to play a back-to-back situation. A lot is going to be asked of him. A lot with the ball in his hands. How he handles it, can they not turn it over? Can they make enough shots is the question. I don't think they can defend, and I'm isolating their defense. They have not defended as a unit collectively against good opponents in the last 3 or 4 weeks. I like Houston to get that over 77 or 77.5, depends what you're looking at in this game. And it's less about them making a ton of shots. It is about It's about defense turning into offense. It's about rebounding, and a lot of times just straight line drives. Kingston Flemings could have a big day today. They hit 77 the last time these two teams played. Bear in mind, Richie Saunders was still playing for BYU. That was a different BYU team, starting to struggle, but still with another pro on the team. Richie, of course, injured out for the year.
Real quick, 5 seconds. If you were Dalen Cuff GM NBA team with first pick in the draft and you have needs everywhere, who's your first pick? Debanza or?
Oh, gosh. I need the medicals and I need an interview, okay? I still lean toward Peterson in terms of his upside, but I need to see the other. I need to sit down and talk to this guy. That's a real understanding.
Even as it's coming out of my mouth, I'm like, what an unfair question. All right, and then one last pick. SEC, you have a play in the SEC second round today.
I can't believe I'm doing this, guys, but give me the points with Auburn. This is more about a fade the Tennessee situation. Nate Ament, they reportedly will be playing today. Their inability to score is problematic, again, with this Tennessee team. This game will come down to the backboards. It is the number one offensive rebounding team in the country by percentage, Tennessee. If Auburn rebounds the ball, and they can get themselves out in transition and be in this game, I think they can win it. I think they will be in it. They are playing for their season today. And Tennessee, offensively, guys, I'd rather go down to Publix and watch them unload the trucks than watch that team play offense. So give me the Tigers +6.
Dalen, I know you're busy. Thanks for the time. We'll see you on TV today. Appreciate it.
That's right.
Have a good one, boys.
Dalen Cuff, everybody. Zach Cohen, tennis, NBA next.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Prop Points takes you to the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports with hosts Jeff Erickson and Nick Whalen of RotoWire.
He's the one that's the trendiest. He's the one that's going the earliest of the three, and in some leagues I've seen him go as early as the second round.
The one thing that stood out to me here is, value-wise, I would take a look at Dorian Finney-Smith over 2.5 boards.
They'll help you find the connection between the two and give you expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Numbers game brought to you by Profit X, where you can forget the bracket, if you know what I mean, Kelly. You gonna forget your bracket? You gonna do something else? You gonna do Profit X's game here? King of March?
I'm gonna do everything. Try and be happy as that guy.
Here's the deal. 10 plays wins $10,000. March College Hoops. It is the King of March special at Profit X. Use promo code VSiNMM. That's VSiN March Madness for the King of March challenge. Again, $1,000 in play, $5,000 trip eligible, $10,000 in play there. $10,000, you're in for a 10K trip. Flights, hotels, wherever you want to go, covered. Every additional 10 wins earns you another entry. Download Profit X, create your account, use promo code VSiNMM, win 10, hit the volume, earn your shot only on Profit X. Again, where you can win 10 pregame spreads or totals across the 67 tournament games. You hit your volume goal and you're entered to win a free trip of your choice. How about that?
I'm taking my free trip to Scottsdale, Arizona.
That's very
so I can.
That's very kind of you to them.
I'm gonna relax and then I'm gonna hang out with my good buddy Zach Cohen.
Let's hang on to Zach. We got tweets to read here. Zach's gonna have much to say here on tennis and the NBA. Paper Mike says, "Can't wait for Vegas to legalize gambling for you guys." Apparently, DraftKings. Tell me what this even means.
Just think about the way that was worded. Man.
Colin Morikawa has withdrawn from the Players' Championship. Early exit is in effect. Eligible wagers marked as a loss at DraftKings, but withdrawable cash credits will be distributed within 24 hours. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't work for DraftKings anymore.
Ray in Texas. What's more likely to happen? Kelly hits the green on 17 at TPC on his first shot, or scores 10 points in the first half of a college basketball game if no one guards him. Goodness, Air Force basketball, you are ungood. God, I looked up at the first score I looked up at. It was like 37-4 or something like that. 31-4.
What? The Air Force men?
Yes.
I didn't know it was still a thing. Were the Weavers picking them apart probably again?
No, the Air Force women. Yes, the Air Force men.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a thing yesterday.
Oh, it's so bad.
That was my favorite. I think that's my favorite trend of the college basketball season, just all season long. A member of the three-man weave jumping on here and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to play against Air Force tonight."
Yeah. The first half yesterday, they were 11.5-point dogs, and the total was 66. And Stevie Fezzik was like, "This is a great parlay." Everyone was like, "Yeah, but Air Force sucks." He goes, "I don't." Everyone was like, "Yeah, but 11.5's a lot." Psh. It was 13-0 in a blink. Jamie Leva, the only person that stops the brain dead parlay is LeBron James. He says, "Oh, Chris Foster's not gonna be happy with that comment." Eric Pock, any concerns about how tough a match Draper had last night? It was physically grueling. Yeah, I mentioned that. Not to me, but Zach might have a different opinion coming up here. Dan Groeschel, I don't remember the last tennis match I was locked in from the warm-up through the match point, but I was last night for Joker and Draper. Aside from our guy almost choking it away, Joker looked old in the early part of set 3, filing that away for a rainy day. Well, he is old. He's 38.
Bring me more tennis in the United States, Gil. Come on.
He's 38. Shrek McPhee, Keaton Mitchell gone from Baltimore. We want Owen. First of all, thank you for the we want Owen, and I was shocked by that as well. Keaton Mitchell's a free agent. Maybe after that injury, he's just not as fast.
Yeah.
That might be the assessment they made. And in the NFL, they will just discard you in a second. And John Ewing over at MGM, all bets on Morikawa will be voided at BetMGM. So BetMGM is acquiescing to this culture? Oh, boy.
I got a question about that, though. Does that include Nevada? Does that include Nevada?
I have no idea.
Why do I feel like that's like a coin flip chance?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're probably correct for asking. Zach Cohen does join us now, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. You follow him on Twitter at BettingOnX. He, of course, all his sports, whether it's the NBA, whether it's tennis, everything else can be found on the website at VSiN.com. Zach, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing very well. Let's get the tennis plays out of the way. Who are you on today?
I have Arthur Fils plus 160 against Alexander Zverev. I just think that this is a really tough matchup for Zverev, which we've kind of seen in the last couple of meetings between the two. They're 2-2 in the last 4 matches, so they've split wins. The one other outdoor hard court meeting, though, did go to Fils at last year's Miami Open, and conditions that I think were a little bit more favorable for Zverev, if anything. So I'm interested in seeing what Zverev looks like from an aggressiveness standpoint, because I know Fils is going to be looking to kind of hit the cover off the ball and hit some winners. So I prefer that kind of boldness to Zverev's tentativeness late in a big tournament.
We are simpatico. We are both on Fils. I think we are oppo on Draper Medvedev, though. You're on Daniil Medvedev?
Yeah, I did lay the juicy number with Medvedev. It really has nothing to do with like what I've seen from Draper. Like I had Draper last night against Novak. He looked awesome, and it's like really nice to see him play good tennis again. I just do think I heard one of the questions that you got asked in the tweets, but I do think that this is a lot physically for Draper to go from that match last night to a meeting with Medvedev, who's like the most physical player on the entire tour. So I just kind of wonder where Draper's match fitness is. He's obviously in great shape. He's like absolutely jacked, but I do kind of wonder if this is the situation where it's late in your first tournament back. Do you have the legs to go 3 sets with a guy that plays the longest rallies of anybody in tennis?
Yeah, we will soon find out. What a day of tennis it is. And you have one on the ladies' side as well.
Yeah, I took Mboko to win a set against Sabalenka. I also sprinkled the money line on that at like plus 310. I just think that Mboko has played about as well as Sabalenka has. Both of them have been great throughout this tournament, but Mboko's coming off an absolute dusting of Amanda Anisimova, a top 5 player in the sport. So I think that she's really enjoying these conditions because she's similar to Sabalenka in that she's very powerful, but she can move. She's actually a better mover than Sabalenka. So if she serves pretty well in this match, I really don't see any reason she can't get on the board. They played a really close match at the Australian Open this year where it was a lopsided first set. I think it was 6-1, but then they played a tiebreaker in the second. And I do think Mboko can kind of get herself into some late set situations in both of the first 2 sets and give herself a chance to win.
It should be, man. All these matches are so good. By the way, do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you remember what Talia Gibson was before the tournament to win the tournament?
No, but I had her to beat Paolini, so that was cool.
Oh, good for you. Okay, I think the number that I see is 50-1, and I find that short. So because right now she's 80-1, so I'm not. So that can't be.
Yeah, that can't be right. Then.
Can't be right. I have no idea what she was before the tournament. I have no idea what she was to win the quarter. If somebody knows, please tell me. She is, of course, on the doorstep herself of winning her quarter. All any of these folks need is one more win, and they will have won their quarters, respectively, men's and women's. You were just recording Hardwood Handicappers, so thanks for popping on with us. Hardwood Handicappers, how many times a week? Every day?
Monday to Friday, so 5 days a week. No Saturdays or Sundays, but still doing stuff on the website, so you'll always get picks out of me.
Come on, Zach. You're not recording Saturdays and Sundays too? Come on, man.
Twitter.
I think I would if I was asked, but I shouldn't say that.
Oh, don't say that out loud.
Yeah, wow.
Don't say that out loud. That did not just happen. All
Big
right.
guest tomorrow on the pod.
Oh, who's that? Kelly Bidlin?
Big time.
Kelly Bidlin?
Kelly Bidlin coming in on a Friday.
Oh, nice of Kelly Bidlin to spend some time with you. Forgot his roots.
I missed my normal Tuesday spot this week, so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not good. Okay, you have a prop in the NBA tonight, one of these games. What do you got?
Yeah, I really don't have a lot tonight, which is kind of crazy because it is a big card, but I have Ousmane Dieng over 9.5 points against the Heat. He has been playing a lot of minutes ever since Giannis came back. It seems like he's the preferred option next to Giannis as just kind of a big, long wing that can defend and, make some open shots. And he's averaging, I believe, 13 points per game since Giannis came back. And he scored 11 plus in all 4 of those games. And he had 11 the last time he faced the Heat. And I keep kind of saying this about Miami. From a player prop perspective, like this is a top 5 defense in the league. They're number 4 in the NBA in adjusted defensive rating. But because they play at such a fast pace, it's still a team that you can go against on the player prop market. They're number 1 in the NBA by a pretty significant margin when it comes to pace of play. So it's not a bad matchup, even though they are a top defensive team.
Okay. What I appreciate many things about you, Zach. Many, many things. Tennis, of course, chief among them. One of the other things I appreciate about you, though, is your willingness to jump into the brain-dead parlay market. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, there were 4 options as far as like traditional options go. They were like for facing tanking teams, the Suns, the Magic, the Hawks, and the Lakers. But I threw on the Pistons, who are facing the 76ers because Philly is playing without Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George. And Detroit is as big of a favorite against Philly as you're seeing, some of these good teams facing the tanking team. So it made it minus 110 as opposed to like minus 138 for a game that I do think is a kind of no-brainer situation for Detroit. So hopefully that's not the leg that ends up ruining me, but the teams that you're actually tanking, if you're looking to do this every single night, it's the Suns, Magic, Hawks, and Lakers.
Tankapalooza plus from Zach, adding the Pistons in there as well to the 4 that I am playing tonight. Real quick, I ask you this heat check pretty much every time now. It feels like. Who's in the Eastern Conference Championship? Who's in the Western Conference Championship? NBA.
Yeah, I don't really want to change my pick because I have not seen much to suggest that it needs to change. But as of right now, I have Nuggets over Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. I think that Denver's going to figure it out the rest of the season. I actually thought last night was their best defensive performance of the year. They looked really, really connected against the Rockets, and finally a good Cam Johnson game too. So thought that was a really positive sign for them. Of course, they're going to go and play the second leg of a back-to-back tonight, third game in 4 nights. Maybe they get killed, and it looks bad today, but I do think Nuggets over Cavaliers is where I'm going.
All right, I won't ask that again to the playoffs. And is there an award bet in any market that you like right now still?
Actually, I talked about it a little bit today. Con Knipple minus 167. I'm finally ready to go there for Rookie of the Year. I know Kelly's been talking about it a lot.